Welcome to Joey's Tech. In this video, you will learn about decorators with arguments in Python. We'll be creating together a Python program that will help you get a strong hold over the feature of decorators in Python, especially when it comes to decorators with parameters. I have already created a video on the basics of decorators which you can watch by clicking on the I button or on the link given in the description box. I'll move to Pycharm now where I'll begin coding the program. I highly recommend you follow along with me, code with me, because that way you will be able to learn this concept better. If you don't have Pycharm installed on your machine, then you can watch this video in the I button which I have made on how to install Pycharm. Also, if you haven't subscribed to my channel Joey's Tech yet, then hit the subscribe button as well as the bell icon, as that way you will never miss out on all the helpful videos I make for you. Now let's start coding the program. This program will contain a simple addition function which will be wrapped inside a decorator. This decorator is going to add some theory to the functionality of addition. Let's first write the main function or the ordinary function, which will be def. I'll call it summation. It's going to accept two parameters a and b colon, and within its body it is going to return the addition of a and b. Now we'll write a decorator function that is going to add some theory to this operation of addition that this ordinary function summation is doing. Let's name that function as decorator itself. So it will be def decorator. It's going to accept a parameter which will be a function. So we'll be passing this summation function as its parameter to this decorator function. Now within this decorator function, we are going to write an inner function which will be def inner, and it's going to accept two parameters a and b. Within the body of this inner function, we will write the syntax which is going to decorate our existing function, decorate the operation of our ordinary function which is summation. So let's type a message print. It will be 0 and 1 are the two numbers this function will add. Within the format, I'm going to pass a and b. And let's write another message which will act as a node before the sum is displayed. So it will be print the summation of 0 and 1 within curly brackets is dot format, and I'm going to pass a and b, and there will be a separator which will be space. The point to note here is that this inner function is accepting the same parameters as the function summation, and that is why I have kept them in both the places as a and b. In both these lines of code, that means line number 4 and line number 5, we are making use of these parameters a and b. Over here, we are printing them basically. And this is what decorators with arguments in Python is. That we can make use of the parameters passed to this ordinary function inside the decorator. Let's do some operation on these arguments here as well. This operation will be a validation that if any of these two arguments are negative integers, then their summation won't be performed. Let's code that operation then. So it will be if a is less than 0 or b is less than 0, then we have to print numbers cannot be negative, and then the execution is going to stop, which we are going to stop using a return statement. So after the code passes the validation, we are going to call the summation function. So it can be called using the parameter function that we are passing over here. So func is the parameter which is containing the function. So that is why we'll have to call func only, and we are going to pass a and b as its parameters. And in the last line, we are going to return the inner function. Again, a point to note here is that the validation or the check for negative integers is not happening in the main function over here. That means in the ordinary function, but it is happening inside the decorator function. This is the point that you should keep in mind. One more thing, that if you don't make use of return over here, then the value that will be printed on the console will be none. You can try it out yourself. Okay, so the program seems to be complete. Now it's time to test the output. For that, first I'll write a main function, which in Pycharm takes less than 2 seconds to auto generate. There you go, it has been generated by Pycharm. Then I'm going to call summation function, which is my ordinary function, inside this main function and pass 3 and 2 as its parameters. So it will be summation, and I'm going to pass 3 and 2 as its parameters, but I'll have to print the result. So I'll make use of print over here. Wait a minute, but how this function summation will be passed to my decorator function, which is decorator? It is simple. I'll write at decorator, which is indeed the name of my decorator function, on top of this summation function. Remember, this decorator here is the name of the decorator function. So if you have named your decorator function as xyz, then write here at xyz. Now I'm going to click on the play button to see the output. There you go. You can see the messages from the decorators are getting printed, and very cleverly the output, that is 5, the final sum, is appearing after the messages that we wrote in the decorators over here. Thus, we decorated a boring sum of 2 and 3 with messages using the feature of decorators in Python. Now let's try passing a negative integer and check what output the program gives. So I'm going to pass -3 instead of 3. You can see that it didn't print the sum, rather it printed this message. The summation of -3 and 2 is, it shouldn't have printed this message, but you can see the message numbers cannot be negative from our validation is getting printed, and the sum that is being displayed is none. With a little bit of tweak, you can perfectly handle it such that this message doesn't get displayed and this none also doesn't get displayed. But you have got the idea what I'm trying to say. So the point here is that the decorator function is also taking care of the validation. Think of all you can achieve using decorators. With this, we have come to the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. I will see you in the next video of Choice Tech. And only for this video, goodbye, stay safe, and take very good care of yourself.